So we begin this 30-minute fade technique by using the number 2 guard with the lever closed. This movement, you know, up and down, flick out. Ask your client if he can tilt his head and maintain that position as you guys create your initial guideline. We begin by going just beneath the parietal ridge area all around. Right in this area here, we begin to flick out. Now, to blend in this area, the number 2, with the bulk up here, we're going to use clipper over comb, exposing just a tad bit amount of length. That way we match the number 2 length and transition that over to the top of the head. Establish the guideline right above the bottom corner of the temple, right about here. As you guys reach the back occipital zone of the head, make sure you guys dip right below the occipital bone. Next step, create the preceding guideline with the lever open. Very consistent all the way through. This guideline will be about a finger's length. Now, we correspond to the ceiling. Hit the ceiling zone within that guideline. Using the entire blade here. Hitting the ceiling. Okay, now put the lever at midway closed and hit it midway within that guideline. Using the full blade first on the first pass. Notice how I'm hitting it midway and then flicking out with the entire blade. Now we can go back to the ceiling and blend in these little spots here. And as we close the lever all the way, we're going to hit the bottom part of this guideline. The floor, you can call it the floor, you can call it the bottom, you can call it the last line. Whatever you want to call it, that's a reference point that we're hitting right now. Next side, same thing. Midway. Now we can open it a tad bit and go a little bit farther up. Okay, now all the way closed, hitting the bottommost side or the bottommost zone of this guideline. The next step, we use a half guard. The lever open, same exact thing. Notice how I'm holding the skin down here. That way, whenever you guys do this, the skin isn't moving as much. Same thing, lever corresponding to the ceiling. Mainly using our corners or half of the blade instead of the full blade for this part. Always tell your client to tilt his head. Halfway now. Working that lever, back down, back to open. That way we blend in any little disturbances or dark spots. Now the lever fully closed to get rid of that last shade. You can remove the guard using the blade itself with the lever open and the corner. We're going to blend in right beneath the area that we hit with the half guard closed. Just going in and polishing real quick, working in between these two positions here, using the corner. Okay, repeat the same process here on the other side. Quickly polish with the blade itself. Now, using the number 1 guard with the lever open, going straight up, flicking out right about this area here. So the client's head. Straight up. Again, we're doing this motion. Straight up and flicking out. Using the 1.5 guard, lever open, and then working to fully close. Using the corners, softening up this area here with the lever open, using the corner here. What we're doing here is we're kind of just dissipating away any dark areas up here, corners of the blade. To the number 1 guard and work that lever from open to close. Now we grab the half guard and polish all around, being very consistent. Being very consistent all around, that's another key to getting a clean 30-minute fade. Once you guys are working within a guideline, going all across and not just skipping over guidelines. Now we grab our trimmer here, right above the area that we just balded out. We want to stay consistent, choose our area. So in this case, it's going to be right about here. And make sure you guys are consistent all around, flicking out as you guys go high up. Then begin to shave and skin the bottom of the fade. A quick edge up right here near the sides. We always want to keep it natural. The overall fade is pretty much done. In order to polish this area before we actually line it up, we're going to use a clipper over comb technique that I love using right before I edge up my clients. You know, mainly for clients that have long hair but still want an edge up, still want it to look clean. Just taking a tad bit of length here, exposing just a tad bit. That way, once we go in with the trimmer, then it's gonna look a lot more sharp and precise. And up here, just try to blend in anything that seems out of place, just very gradually, very subtly, you know, not too hard. We want to apply a little bit of hairspray. That way it holds everything into place and makes, you know, the process a lot easier. Now we begin. So the technique to getting a clean lineup is you always want to start in the middle. You don't want to push the client back. So right where you can establish a line without pushing too much back, that'd be the perfect spot. We can begin to travel that line to either side, either corner. Using a card here, a business card, to apply the topic hair fibers. So the line is right there. I place it right about here. Not exactly at the position, but just a little bit in front. That way you guys can razor off any extra or excess fibers. That you guys can watch, learn, and apply. I'll see you guys on the next one.